Public health has been a major issue in Bihar for years. Anyone who has traveled through the state will tell you of the complete neglect of public health in Bihar. Manisha Priyam, this is a good point on which to widen it. Because the fact is public health has been a major issue in a state like Bihar. The quality of hospitals have been appalling at times. I want to understand, do you believe that the people would rather have a free vaccine and vote for that? Or would they just like better quality hospitals?
No, I think better quality hospitals is what the people of Bihar has been asking for a long time. I think part of the anger to the Nitish Kumar government, if you remember the Muzaffarpur Chamki Bukhar, encephalitis, it's the poor who die. Now, when was the central government ever saying that we'll come and cure encephalitis for free? That required institutions, that required hospitals. You had the Gandaman Kand where children died eating a midday meal. The problem was that it was a tragedy. But the bigger problem was that the public health system, the primary health care system failed. Road construction, JCBs were used to lift children and children had to be rushed all the way to Patna. And then also the one thing that I found that Nitish Kumar kept silent completely. Now, children dying of poison in their stomach and the public health care center, the primary health care centers fail at the local level. And if you find the local MPs, they will tell you, we have now got an ambulance scheme. Sick can be taken to Patna. The moment you've had something like corona, you've realized that you can't transport people, you have to localize them. So there is a grave public health failure. But I would add here to say that I'm absolutely stunned to see this promise of a free vaccine. I thought free vaccine, given the kind of country we are, will come to us mostly as a matter of right. Some of us who want to pay our way through everything, the rich of this country, the globalized middle class may want something else. But I'm stunned to hear this promise of a free vaccine. Because I had believed, looking at the Honorable Prime Minister's promises in 15th August and later, that the health, digital ID, etc. will be used. So why give our data to a digital ID? Now, is there an implicit understanding that the vaccine comes with costs and that those costs will need to be borne by all others, barring those where it is being put forward as a poll promise? Now, I'm not saying it. The BJP has said it. I also want to understand today that the world doesn't know when the vaccine is coming, Rajdeep. I also want to understand what is it that will be given for free. Are there different kinds of vaccines? Who is it free for? I mean, I'm completely stunned to hear this. I mean, this is one thing that I think the BJP should be singled out for criticism on. Yes. This is something that is stunning the world. People of Bihar are braving COVID to come out and vote. And at this hour to tell them, give them before the polls then, give it to them free before the polls so that they can go free from the fear of life or death.
Manisha Priyam,
and then put their votes in. The world doesn't know when the vaccine is coming. I'm really stunned.
It's only fair for Sudhanshu to respond and then I'll come to you, Sanjay Kumar. Sudhanshu Trivedi, respond. The charge which is being made is the utter cynicism with which this is played out. Respond to that.
Manisha ji has said very appropriate thing. It is a matter of right. So we have said that our opponent should have also come and said, okay, when we will come to power, we will also provide. But you are watching that Mr. Pawan Kheda, our friend, is not saying this. Rather than he's criticizing that while we are providing free, he should have just added one sentence that we will also provide free of cost. Everything would have finished. Rajdeep. But Manisha ji has said that she is stunned. But she should have to be stunned on the unconstitutional promises in the election manifesto. You remember in Karnataka, they said 5% reservation for Muslims, despite the fact it was struck down by the court in Andhra. Then in UP 2012, 5% reservation for Muslims, not minorities, in the security forces. You remember the Mizoram manifesto of 1988, we get the power, then we will try to run the state with the Catholic belief in the secular state. So these type of unconstitutional promises, those who have made, have been subsequently rejected by the court, they should have been stunned rather than this.
Let Pawan Kheda respond. Yes, Mr. Kheda.
I need to respond to this.
Yes, go ahead.
सुधांशु जी, सीटें हमारी भले 54 होंगी. इतना आपको आज मैं वादा करता हूं. We'll force you to give this vaccine free of cost across the country to every single Indian. How dare you try and get votes even before the vaccine is here? आप हमें कम मत आकिएगा, इतनी हिम्मत हम में आज भी है। जैसे आपका भूमि अधिग्रहण बिल की हालत की थी हमने, आपकी यहां भी हालत वही करने वाले हैं। अरे छोड़िए, बीच में मत बोलिए, बीच में मत बोलिए, बीच में मत बोलिए। डोंट इंटरप्ट, प्लीज डोंट इंटरप्ट। Have decency and listen to me.
Yeah, how you are saying
We
that
will
what
ensure that
what
you give
do
this
in your
vaccine
state
free of cost
and then tell
across
us
the country. अरे भाई,
the manner in which
No,
you
no,
are
no, 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 no,
It's highly
Sudhanshu, let him
objectionable.
complete.
अभी हारे नहीं हो,
Sudhanshu, let
हारने
him
वाले
complete.
हो, अभी से क्यों इतने
अरे
घबरा रहे
भैया
हो?
कहाँ है वहां
अरे
तो
क्यों
बोल
इतना
दो।
घबरा रहे हो? अभी 10 तारीख को हारे हो,
आप
अभी थोड़े
घबरा
हार
रहे
रहे
हो,
हो।
घबराहट आपके दिख रही
अरे
है।
साहब, जहां
okay.
हारोगे 10 तारीख को, अभी से क्यों घबरा रहे हो?